All right. Terence Crawford is in fear that the Manny Pacquiao fight will not happen. And as a result, I'm in fear for Terence Crawford's career. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. We are going to talk about Terence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao in the welterweight division. Terence Crawford is the WBO welterweight champion. He's the former undisputed 140-pound champion, and he is the former WBO 135-pound champion, and in my book is currently the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Although I have to say that the longer time goes on, the harder it will be for Terence Crawford to sustain that. And what he is saying about Manny Pacquiao doesn't bode well. So let's get to it. Not too long ago, maybe about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, Bob Arum started talking about the fact that he and Manny Pacquiao's team had been in conversations about setting up a fight for unification of the WBO and the WBA belt, right? So they were going to get together, have Terence Crawford fight Manny Pacquiao. That is what Bob Arum was saying, right? There's also been a lot of other rumors around, Manny Pacquiao fighting Mikey Garcia. And so nobody really knows who Manny Pacquiao is going to fight. But as far as like the potential opponents for Terence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao, it began to appear as if Manny Pacquiao was the #1 option for Top Rank. Now, in a conversation or an interview that Terence Crawford had with Max Kellerman of ESPN, Terence Crawford said that the fight that he was looking most forward to and wanting is the Manny Pacquiao fight, but he's not sure because of all of the coronavirus and the money associated with fights, because or the smaller amount of money that are in fights, because there's no gate. People can't go there and see the fight live, so you don't have the gate. So he's saying, I don't really know if this fight is going to be able to take place because of the monetary demands of necessities, or requirements rather, the monetary requirements of Manny Pacquiao, the monetary requirements of Terence Crawford. Bud Crawford is just not sure that fight is going to happen. And I think that his worries are very, very well founded. Now, but what does that mean for Terence Crawford if he's not able to get the Manny Pacquiao fight? In my opinion, it looks as if because of the time frame that's going on, that Terence Crawford might very well be put in a situation where he can't get any real significant fights while he's still in his prime. I think at the time of this video that Terence Crawford is either 32 or he's 33 years old. I know that he's right around the age of Vasily Lomachenko. So let's just assume that he's 32 right now. You're not going to have, even though I suspect that he's 33. No need for guessing. I just went and looked. I was getting sick of that. I was getting sick of myself saying that. So no, Terence Crawford is 32 years old, but in September, right, which is in 2 months, he turns 33. More than likely, there's not going to be any major boxing fights this year. That's my take on it. Can things continue to get pushed back as far as this COVID stuff is going on? And then even before that, and when they come back out, Terence Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao is not necessarily one of the biggest fights in boxing. So it might have to wait behind several other big events. So you still have to schedule it. But so you're looking at Terence Crawford fighting, if he's able to fight Manny Pacquiao, or if he's not able to fight Manny Pacquiao, then he may not be able to get a significant fight until 2022, right? Where he's now pushing 34 years old. might be getting closer to 30, walking up on 35, right? Because he's 33 now. So in a year from now, he's about to be turning 34. There is no if Manny Pacquiao fight doesn't happen, because if it doesn't happen, Manny Pacquiao fight doesn't happen for him this year, it's probably not going to happen because Manny Pacquiao's already 42 years old. He's going to be 43 years old. Now you're looking at that big a gap. And, to boot, I'm not that comfortable with the fact that Manny Pacquiao was going to fight him anyway, because Manny Pacquiao has just as big options to fight, just as financially viable people to fight that are not nearly as big a risk. And the guy that I'm talking about in this particular circumstance is Mikey Garcia. I think the Mikey Garcia versus Manny Pacquiao fight is more realistic. But assuming he doesn't get that fight, then, now you're saying, okay, well, when will Terence Crawford be able to get a fight against a major guy at 147 pounds, right? Well, Errol Spence Jr. has at least 2 fights lined up for him, right? Which is the Danny Garcia, and then he has a line in on Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao, that's 2 belts, that's a 3-belt unification fight, right? Or he has Keith Thurman, because of some reason that Manny Pacquiao, I didn't even have to go through that. You just know how many fights Manny Pacquiao. Just understand that Errol Spence Jr. has the Manny Pacquiao fight that he would take before the Terence Crawford fight. He has a fight with Danny Garcia, which is ordered next. He also has a mandatory that he's going to have to face for the IBF in Abdulkarev, right? It's just, and all of these guys are within the PBC, and fights that would be able to be made with the PBC without any real financial, without the financial encumbrances that come along with a top rank fight. And that being that both the Top Rank as a promotional company has to get paid, ESPN as a broadcaster has to get paid, Fox as a broadcaster has to get paid, the PBC as a managerial advisory entity has to get paid. So that's going to block the Terence Crawford fight. But all in all, to me, this just says that Terence Crawford, it's like Bob Arum has no career plan for Terence Crawford. You would hear Eddie Hearn say, hey, this is my plan for Anthony Joshua. This is what we want to accomplish, then this is what we want to accomplish, then this is what we want to accomplish. In Errol Spence Jr., you hear Errol Spence Jr. talking about his plans. Well, it's strap season. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the IBF, then I'm going to get the WBC, and then I'm going to try to get the WBA, then I'm going to get the WBO. That's my plan. And you saw Errol Spence, he got the IBF with Kell Brook, then he got the WBC. He did exactly what he said he was going to do, get the WBC off of Sean Porter, and now he's looking for the WBA, which is Manny Pacquiao. He said he wants to clear off his side of the street, and then he'll go to the WBO and get with Terence Crawford and win the WBO belt. That right there is a plan for your career. Terence Crawford with Top Rank doesn't have that at all. Like, who in Top Rank stable, reliable fighter that he has the ability to make a fight with, who is there over there for him to do that with? Nobody except for guys that are down at 140 pounds. And I'm telling you, the guys that are down there at 140 pounds are probably going to be there for another year and a half. Because with Josh Taylor has a fight that he has planned. Jose Ramirez has the Victor Postal fight that he has planned. Maybe those 2 fights happen this year. Maybe they happen in early 2021. And then the undisputed championship at 140 would probably happen late 2021, which means, again, before Terence Crawford gets a shot at those guys, it's going to be 2022. And again, at 2022, you're looking like you're turning 30. You're about to turn 35 years old. And 35 at that age, that's when your skills, that's when your speed, your timing, and all that stuff starts to slip, which could easily put him in a situation where you've got younger fighters in Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez, specifically Jose Ramirez, because Josh Taylor is he's not exactly a spring chicken. His he's pushing 29 years old too. But Jose Ramirez, I think, is a couple years younger than that. And he is an excellent fighter, and he's a huge 140 fighter. So he's probably going to be a nice size, a decent size 147. And so it seems as if maybe, Bob Arum has a plan for Jose Ramirez where it ends with Terence Crawford, but it just doesn't seem like Bob Arum has a plan for Terence Crawford. And if his promoter doesn't have a plan for him, and all the main fighters that are in his weight class are with another promotional outfit, it just seems as if, Terence Crawford is just set in a way where he's going to make his, whatever his guaranteed money is for fighting guys like, Alexander Putin, I guarantee you, was one of the guys that Terence Crawford was going to fight. But more green machines, more mean machines, more Jose Benavidez's, that type of stuff you can assume is going to happen in 2021. I hope for the better for him, because I wish for more for him, because I think he is that type of generational talent that we say we want in boxing. But his decision with Top Rank is just, man, it's just going to be tough for it to pan out that way. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know in the comment sections what you think. Also, please like the video, share the video. And thank you to everybody that supports on Patreon and the channel memberships and and our live streams that we do Monday through Friday at 11:40 a.m. and OG Boxing Talk at 8 a.m. on Sundays. Anyway, just let me know what you think in the comment section. With that, I'm out. Peace.